What's up, El Segundo? This is James Powell coming to you from the Edward Little Water Recycling Facility, where the West Basin Water Harvest Festival is showing people how water affects their day-to-day lives. The festival educated residents from across the South Bay about the need to preserve water as a resource.
It's always important to conserve water because we do live in a desert. It may not look like a desert, but it is a desert that we live in, and we have to bring in the water from, like I said, thousands of miles away. So we need to conserve it. Just because we have a year or two of good rain seasons, it doesn't make up for the years and years that we have a drought, that we don't have water, of good rainfall.
While the festival had demonstrations and booths, the highlight was a tour of the plant offered throughout the day.
This system takes wastewater, recycles it locally, and reuses it locally. So if you think about, we're doing 35 to 40 million gallons a day of recycled water here. That's 35 to 40 million gallons a day we're not buying from the Metropolitan Water District for our residents and business customers.
The plant recycles wastewater from the Hyperion Reclamation Plant and treats it for use in groundwater replenishment, industrial cooling, and tertiary water irrigation. You mentioned that the plant makes the city and this region more resilient. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Yes. When you think about where our water does come from, which predominantly is the snowpack, right? So whether it's Northern California, the Sierras, or it's the Colorado River system, which that's 7 states, Mexico, 30 tribes, multiple folks are dependent on these systems. But you got 2 different sources of water, very dependent on nature. But remember, some years we have really great wet winters and we get a lot of snowpack, and then some years we don't, and we've had very long-term droughts. So the reason that a plant like this is important and provides that resilience is, again, we're taking wastewater, sewer water. It's being recycled and it's being put back into the system locally. So whether it's for groundwater replenishment or for industrial use or outdoor use, that's how we secure water supplies for us locally in El Segundo and our surrounding communities.
Water district officials warned that the need for conservation remained high despite recent wet winters.
And the reliability of our imported water supplies is not what it used to be. We designed these systems 60 to 100 years ago. The Metropolitan Water District built the Colorado River Aqueduct, which moved water from the Colorado River in the 1930s, almost 100 years ago. And the State Water Project that brings water from Northern California was built in the 1960s. So that was 60 years ago. The hydrology that we're seeing today is totally different than it was then. Our dependability on those 2 outside sources is not what it was, and the amount of water that we get from those sources is not what it was. So water conservation, as well as water recycling and the reuse of our wastewater, is critical.
For some, the event was an opportunity to see what the district is doing to keep the water supply stable.
I know a lot of our groundwater tables are pretty low, so it's always good to be stocked up even if there is a drought. And I know we've been having all the fires too recently, so it's definitely important to know our tax money is going to something that is useful, and we're going to be replenishing the groundwater table, and everyone will benefit from this.
Water Harvest Festival attendees left a bit more water smart. For El Segundo Media, I'm James Powell.